Hi 𝐾𝐨𝐬. Can have a look today at the tent I use. It's a Wilderness Equipment Space 1 4-season tent. Okay, that's the first stage. That's the ground sheet there with a dihedral pole system. And as I say, they're a dihedral pole and they're an 8.5mm aluminium. The ends are colour coded, so you have a red tip on the pole there which goes to this red end, and that just sits in a hole there. The inner wall has the red tabs as well, so it's like most tents, it's not too hard to match them up. Foot pole on the top, so there's only two poles, the one dihedral pole, one piece, and this short one at the top here, which goes between these pockets here across the top, and the same on the other side. That's to get, obviously, to get the width on the head. So that's there. As I say, it's a 4-season tent, so this is the only ventilation on this mesh here. There is no other ventilation on the tent, but it's worked. As I say, I've had this tent about 7 years, and I say it's worked out okay for me. I think I've had problems with condensation probably twice in that time with certain conditions, let's say, but most of the time it's been fine. That's why I've hung on to it, haven't got rid of it. So yeah, that's the Space 1 inner. Okay, this is the head end of the tent, and these are the pockets. You've got one on the side here and two pockets on the back there, and another one on that side. You can see the floor here is quite a high bathtub floor. And the floor itself is a 40D ripstop nylon. Now that's a 5000mm hydrostatic head, the same as the ground sheet, and this is a pigmented PEU coating on this. That's the floor of the tent. I've got my Neo Air thermarest mattress in here. It fits in neatly. You've probably got a cup 50mm to spare there and 50mm to spare down the other end. And that's a 30-litre pack that fits in there reasonably neatly. I'd say I put a 60-75 litre pack in there, and either end of the pack you can put small stuff there, so that there is enough room. Only it's obviously, being a 4-season tent and with a weight factor, it obviously can't be too big. So that's the width of the floor there. So up the top here there's a hub-to-hub tension cord, which helps in the wind. That's been set from the beginning. Attaches up there and attaches down the other end there. I put that together the very first day I've got it, and it's always been up there. I mean, the zips have never given me any trouble. They're really, you know, I mean, one-handed like that. The bottom zip here same. They're really great zips. I've never had any trouble whatsoever with those. As I say, I'm a tad under 6 foot, and I'm still got a bit of room to spare on the headroom on the tent. But I say if you're around 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" or above, probably not so good for you. But as I say, it works for me. So yeah, that's the headroom. I've got about 2 or 3 inches above my head. To stabilise the tent when you've got strong winds, you can use your trekking poles. The trekking pole fits in that loop there, and then you just open it out down the side of the tent like that. I don't have both my trekking poles, so I'll take that one off and move it around the other side and show you how it operates on the other side. And the one on this side, that fits in the same lug there, but I normally keep this one upright like that, and I put it up high enough so that the floor section here is quite taut. You can put the trekking pole on an angle at the same as the other side, but I've always used it that way, and that seems to help with the stability. As I say, both the trekking poles, when they're in, just give it a lot more lateral stability on the tent. As I say, I've never ever had problems in the wind with this tent. Okay, that's the outside of the tent up there. It's a nice, the only colour I think you can get is the green. So this is the only ventilation point on the outside of the tent. This small zipper underneath this grey shroud piece which comes back over it like that. So yeah, as I say, that's the only ventilation point, which is right opposite the piece of mesh inside. So yeah, as I say, it and that's zipped up there. Guide rope down that end. Peg the door out there. That's pegged out down this end. So you can see it's quite a squat little tent. On the outer tent fabric, before I forget to mention it, there's a siliconized 30 denier nylon. And the pack weight of this tent is round about 1.6 kilos. That's the pack weight. Right, okay, I'll give you a look down the annex now, the vestibule. There's not heaps of room there. There's enough for me to lay my pack down on the ground there. But yeah, it's I have cooked in there, but yeah, most times you wouldn't want to unless you have to. I've got a couple of scars on the tent which I've had to tape up. I camped too close to a campfire one night, and the couple of hot embers blew over, and luckily it was only on the vestibule and not on the top. It's quite a nice shape, I think. Well, I say, because of the shape of it, it seems to deflect the wind off it, and as I say, I've never ever had any trouble in the wind, particularly when you use the trekking poles as well. The one thing I should mention, even though I've had this tent, as I say, for around about 7 years, even though it says you can put the outer up first and then the inner, I find that almost impossible, if not impossible, because of the top stay that I showed you across the top. You can put the outer up on its own with that stay across the top if you have the ground sheet, but without the ground sheet you can't put the outer up either. So, and I think the ground sheet's a great thing anyway. I got that straight away. It helps, you know, helps on the floor anyway. If you get into you know, countryside with sticks and small, you know, sharp things on the ground, that protects your tent. So I wouldn't go without that anyway. Okay, just that point. Okay, 𝐼𝐾 signing out. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that was some help for you, just to show you, you know, what I use and I've been using. So it's been tried and tested in the field. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Take care.